showtime. Time to have some fun.
Can you please welcome the reigning world champion of card magic, Ft.Shawn Farquhar.
We have no idea how you got the goddamn talk.
For the first time ever, we're bringing back someone who already fooled
Oh,
Penn and
no.
Teller.
You rat bastard.
There he goes again! It's something else completely different.
Oh, fool on you!
Bring it down! Bring it in! You soon will be on the show again over my dead body. Never are you coming out of the stage.
Hey everybody, I'm Ft.Shawn Farquhar, a magician from Vancouver, Canada, and I'm going to be joining my magician friend Bharath on his YouTube channel, Mallugic, so many words, Mallugic, to perform some magic and talk about magic. So I hope you'll tune in.
എല്ലാവർക്കും ഞാൻ നിങ്ങളുടെ സ്വന്തം മജീഷ്യൻ ബഹരത്ത്. അപ്പൊ എന്റെ മുഖത്ത് സന്തോഷം കാണുമ്പോൾ നിങ്ങൾക്ക് മനസ്സിലാവും എന്തുമാത്രം എക്സൈറ്റഡ് ആണെന്ന്. അതെ, ഭയങ്കര സൂപ്പർ ഹാപ്പിയാണ് ഞാൻ ഇന്ന്. കാര്യം മറ്റൊന്നുമല്ല, ഇന്ന് നമ്മുടെ ചാനലിൽ ജോയിൻ ചെയ്യാൻ പോകുന്ന വ്യക്തിയുടെ പേര് ഷോൺ ഫാർക്വർ എന്നാണ്. മജീഷ്യൻസ് മെന്റലിസ്റ്റും ആണ് ഈ കാണുന്നത്, അല്ലെങ്കിൽ മാജിക് പ്രേമികളാണ് ഇത് കാണുന്നതെങ്കിൽ നിങ്ങൾക്ക് അറിയാം ഈ വ്യക്തിയുടെ ലെവൽ എന്താണല്ലേ. പബ്ലിക് ആണ് ഈ കാണുന്നതെങ്കിൽ ഓഫ് കോഴ്സ് നിങ്ങൾക്ക് അറിയാൻ സാധ്യതയില്ല. അപ്പൊ ഞാൻ ഈ വ്യക്തിയുടെ ലെവൽ എന്താണെന്ന് പറഞ്ഞുതരാം, എന്നിട്ട് നമുക്ക് ഇന്റർവ്യൂലേക്ക് പോകാം. ഷോൺ ഫാർക്വർ ഈസ് ദ വേൾഡ് ചാമ്പ്യൻ ഓഫ് കാർഡ് മാജിക്. എന്റെ ഫേവറേറ്റ് കൈൻഡ് ഓഫ് മാജിക് ആണ് കാർഡ് മാജിക്. അപ്പൊ അതിന്റെ വേൾഡ് ചാമ്പ്യൻ ആണ് നമ്മുടെ ഒപ്പം ഇന്ന് ജോയിൻ ചെയ്യാൻ പോകുന്നത്. അത് മാത്രമല്ല, he is a legend. And you know what? There is a famous show called Penn and Teller Foolers. So Penn and Teller ആരാന്ന് ഇപ്പൊ നിങ്ങൾ ചിന്തിക്കുന്നുണ്ടാവും അല്ലെ? വേറൊന്നുമില്ല, നിങ്ങൾ ഗൂഗിളിൽ പോയിട്ട് ടോപ്പ് 10 magicians in the world എന്ന് സെർച്ച് ചെയ്യുക. ഓക്കെ, അത് ടോപ്പ് 5-നകത്ത് പെൻ ആൻഡ് ടെല്ലറിന്റെ പേര് കാണും. സോ ബേസിക്കലി പെൻ ആൻഡ് ടെല്ലർ ഫൂളേഴ്സ് എന്നുള്ള പരിപാടി വേറൊന്നുമില്ല, പെൻ ആൻഡ് ടെല്ലറിന്റെ ഒരു പ്രോഗ്രാം ആണ്. അവരുടെ ഒരു ഷോ ആണ് ഫൂളേഴ്സ് എന്ന് പറയുന്ന പ്രോഗ്രാം. അവിടെ ആ ഷോയിൽ, ആ TV ഷോയിൽ വേൾഡ് വൈഡ് ഉള്ള കിടില മജീഷ്യൻസ് വന്ന് പെർഫോം ചെയ്യും. എന്നിട്ട് അവരെ ഫൂൾ ചെയ്യണം. മിക്കവർക്കും ഫൂൾ ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റാറില്ല, കുറെ പേര് ഫൂൾ ചെയ്യാറുണ്ട്. അവർ ഫൂൾ ചെയ്യുമ്പോൾ അവർക്ക് ഒരു അവാർഡ് കിട്ടും. പിന്നെ അവർക്ക് ലാസ് വേഗസിൽ ഒത്തിരി ഷോസ് കിട്ടും, TV അപ്പിയറൻസ് ഒത്തിരി കിട്ടും. അങ്ങനെ ദോസ് മജീഷ്യൻസ് വിൽ ബിക്കം വെരി ഫേമസ്. ഷോൺ ഫർക്വർ ആണ് മാജിക് ഹിസ്റ്ററിയിൽ ആദ്യമായിട്ട് പെൻ ആൻഡ് ടെല്ലറിനെ വന്ന് ഫൂൾ ചെയ്യുന്നത്. ആൻഡ് യു നോ വാട്ട്? പുള്ളി കാണിച്ച മാസം വേറൊരു മജീഷ്യനും കാണിച്ചിട്ടുണ്ടാവത്തില്ല. പുള്ളി ആദ്യം വന്നവരെ ഫൂൾ ചെയ്തു, ബാഡ്ലി ഫൂൾ ചെയ്തു. എന്നിട്ട് ഒരു 3 വർഷത്തിന് ശേഷം പുള്ളി വീണ്ടും ആ സീസണിൽ വന്നിട്ട് വീണ്ടും മാജിക് കാണിച്ച് അവരെ ഫൂൾ ചെയ്തു. 2 വട്ടം ഫൂൾ ചെയ്തു. ആൻഡ് ബെസ്റ്റ് പാർട്ട് ഈസ്, മാജിക് ഹിസ്റ്ററിയിൽ ആദ്യത്തെ മജീഷ്യനാണ് പുള്ളിക്കാരൻ 2 ടൈംസ് പെൻ ആൻഡ് ടെല്ലറിനെ ഫൂൾ ചെയ്യുന്നത്. പിന്നെ പുള്ളിക്കാരൻ ഫിസം വിന്നർ ആണ്. ഫിസം എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് ലോകത്തിലെ തന്നെ മാജിക്കിൽ ഏറ്റവും വൺ ഓഫ് ദ ഹാർഡസ്റ്റ് കോമ്പറ്റീഷൻ ആണ്. ഓക്കെ, സോ ഒരു സംഭവമാണ് അതെ. അപ്പൊ പുള്ളിനെ കിട്ടുക എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ ഇറ്റ്സ് നോട്ട് എ ഈസി തിങ്. അപ്പൊ ഞാനും ബ്ലസ്ഡ് ആണ്, ഈ കാണുന്ന വ്യൂവേഴ്സ്, മജീഷ്യൻസ് ആൻഡ് മെന്റലിസ്റ്റ്, ഇവിടെയുള്ള മാജിക് കമ്മ്യൂണിറ്റിയിലുള്ള എല്ലാവരും ബ്ലസ്ഡ് ആണ്. കാര്യം പുള്ളിക്കാരൻ നമുക്ക് ഇന്റർവ്യൂ തരികയാണ്. പുള്ളിയുടെ മാജിക് എല്ലാം പുള്ളി പെർഫോം ചെയ്യും. പുള്ളി മാജിക്കിനെ കുറിച്ചുള്ള കാര്യങ്ങളൊക്കെ സംസാരിക്കും. അപ്പൊ നമുക്ക് വിത്ത് ദാറ്റ് സെഡ്, ഐ ആം സൂപ്പർ എക്സൈറ്റഡ് ഫോർ ദിസ്. സോ മജീഷ്യൻസ് ആണ് ഇത് കാണുന്നതെങ്കിൽ, മാജിക് പ്രേമികളാണ് കാണുന്നതെങ്കിൽ സ്കിപ്പ് ചെയ്യാതെ ഫുൾ വീഡിയോ തന്നെ കാണുക. യു ആർ റിയലി ലക്കി. സോ നമുക്ക് നേരെ പെർഫോമൻസ് അല്ല, നമുക്ക് ഇന്റർവ്യൂലേക്ക് നേരെ സ്കിപ്പ് ചെയ്യാം. ഓക്കെ, ഹലോ സർ.
Hello, how are you?
I'm doing great. What about you, sir?
Another day in paradise. Thanks for asking.
Okay. So actually, it's really my pleasure and it's my luck to have a legend like you on our channel. So I have been following you from the past many years, and I know that you are the guy who pulled the Penn and Teller twice, and also you are the world champion in card magic, and you have won many other awards. So before I ask the common question, how do you get into magic? I just want to ask you, most of the magicians became your hardcore fan by seeing your acts on Penn and Teller Foolers. Okay, so how was the feeling when you realized that you had fooled them twice?
The first time, I never went on the show to fool them, right? I went on the show because I really loved the judge. Johnny Thompson was the secret judge that most people don't know is the guy behind it. And I really wanted to get to know him. And so by going on the show, they gave me an opportunity to spend a lot of time talking to him. That was the reason I went on. When I fooled them the first time, I was the first person to film when they made it a TV show. They'd done a pilot sometime before, but I was the first person on the first day to be on the show. They were still building the stage and putting stuff together. And so I went out and did my spot. And then there were problems with the microphone and stuff. So there was a big break while they fixed everything. And then they did the conclusion and told me that I fooled them. It was crazy. I never dreamed that. So then 3 years later, well, it was 3 years before it actually aired in America. Another 3 years before I was on the show again. I was in season 3, so it was a long time away. When the producers invited me to come, they had invited me the year before and asked me, did I have a trick that would fool them? And at the time I thought I did. And I went, yeah. And then they didn't invite me. And then the next year they phoned and said, do you have a trick that would fool them? And I went, well, I don't know if it'll fool them, but it'll be entertaining. And they went, oh, then come on the show. I didn't know I was the first person to fool them ever to come back to the show.
Wow.
And so when I fooled them.
That was an epic comeback, yeah.
Yeah, I felt like I was 7 years old, giving a big bowl of candy. It was like, yay! And it was really exciting. It would be another year until another person, Shin Lim, would come back and fool them. And then another year before anybody else would come back and fool them again. So it was a long time.
But you were the first person to fool them twice, right?
Yeah, first person to fool them twice.
Yeah, and like when I used to watch the first performance of the card trick, okay, like I used to laugh a lot. I mean, there is a dialogue which you say, "What if I actually fool you? If I actually get back the deck in the new deck order?" And the penny is like, "I'm not gonna say that you're gonna fool me out, but yeah, that would be good." Okay, what if I actually get the new deck in new deck order and reverse the one card out and put them in the paper seal with the plastic, wrap it around the plastic? That would be a fine trick, and boom.
It's a great moment. I listened to Penn on his podcast, Penn Sunday School, talking about that moment and how he felt. And it was very cool because for me, that moment of them, being sealed in the deck is something they never expected. Now, sealing the deck seems to be a thing people do. But then there was only George Schindler who had ever done it. He did it back in the 60s. So it was kind of a forgotten kind of
thing. Penn was so crazy that Penn said this dialogue, right? I mean, unfortunately, we have seen one move that we should not have seen, but we have no idea like that dialogue. I mean, so my question is that how you actually come up with this creative thoughts? Like what's your thought process of behaving this kind of effects?
No two effects are the same for my thought process. I read a lot. As you can see, I've got just a few books behind me. So I got a lot of ideas, and I'm always writing things and drawing pictures of new ideas. It's just what I do. I just always writing notes. It's just what I do. And then as much as I want to make something, it's almost impossible for me to go, I want to do this. What happens is I see something, and all of a sudden, all those things click together and become something new. And it usually happens late at night when I haven't been sleeping, because sleep deprivation throws my head in a different direction. I'm playing with new ideas right now. I've got a bunch of playing cards on my desk for an idea that just came to me at like 3 o'clock in the morning. And I repeatedly videotaped it over and over again and watched and said, no, that's not good, but that's a good idea. And then wrote notes about it. And just kept tearing up cards and trying again to create something that was fun. My ideas just come at moments. It's not, I guess it's not a process. It's more bit by bit.
It's step by step.
Yeah, I like the word step. In fact, I have a thing called the step process, which I call stick to easy principle. Stick to easy principle. When I find something, there'll be a hard method. Then I'll try to find an easier method, an easier method, an easier method.
Yeah.
The easiest method. No, don't get me wrong. If I can't find an easy method, I will do it the hard way. But if I can find the easy method, I'm going to do it first. It's just how I am.
Yeah, because you have your own version of Akken, right? If I'm correct.
Yeah.
And that's one of the effect which contains actually the timing, the pattern, the sleight of hand, everything, right?
Puts it all together, and it took from one simple slight move that I created when I was young and didn't really have an application for.
Yeah.
And I thought, if I could find a way to make that application into something, and one day I saw people doing the any card at any number, and I said, I don't have to memorize a deck of cards. I can use that. And then it was like, okay, I got one method. No, I've got two. Now I've got three. Soon I had 8. and then I pared it down to the 3 best and made them so that each one became progressively more amazing. So by the time they're finished, the audience, is educated and amazed at the same time.
Yeah, I mean, which is actually really good. I mean, the way your pattern and what you speak is actually perfectly synchronized with your body language. So that's what is best about you. And what I really like about you is that there are many performers out there who are trying to overprove that they have got skills. Yeah. And yeah, that's fine. Maybe that will suit their personality. But you're more of like an entertainer. You are like cracking subtle jokes, suddenly kind of coming with spontaneously with some humor and all. Like there is a presentation in the Penandal, like not Canadian.
Yeah.
And you are saying it 3 times. So.
I love it. He was the first one to mention it. I said, United States Playing Card Company, and Penn said, not Canadian. I'm like, I'm going to pick up on that. And yeah.
Yeah, and he started recalling what had happened before, and now that becomes a joke. So, basically, what you are saying is that if you want to accomplish an effect, if you want to make an effect possible, we don't have to look upon to the many different methods. Right? If what's used the best, I mean, if we can find an easy way, then we should focus on that, right?
Sure. Follow. Hey, be like water. Follow the easiest path. And when you can't find an easy path, just keep working on that one spot till it feels easy. It's difficult is fine if difficult becomes easy. But by the time you're finished, everything should just flow smoothly and feel like water moving. If it's got these moments where it has to be picked up in a glass and moved to another section, that's not cool. People are going to see that. My favorite argument where magicians say, well, real people won't see that. I say, no, real people will see it. You are pretending that real people won't see it, but you have to find a way to do everything. Yeah.
And also, I believe we have to get out of our comfort zone, right?
Absolutely. Being out of your comfort zone is probably the only way I've ever grown, by saying yes to things that I should definitely have said no to. There are times I do say no, but when I step outside my comfort zone, that's when I lift myself to the challenge. And when I lift myself to the challenge, I usually make it. And when I don't, I get crushed, and I learn where it's not good to be.
Yeah. So let me ask you one thing, sir. Usually, this is just my perspective. Usually, legendary magicians will always have that simplicity or that simplicity personality around them. Even though they know that they are a legend, but they don't show off with that. Okay. So I know that you are a legend. So what I want to ask you is that, is it necessary that if a magician wants to become a legendary magician, not just being a professional magician, but a legend in the industry, is it necessary for the magician to win some competitions and coming on a television show, or does that matter, or their skills matter? What's your argument on this? What's your perspective on this?
First, I have I don't like being called legendary because that just sounds so big. I'm just a magician. I perform. That's what I do. Some people know who I am, but not a lot of people do. Magicians know who I am because I love magic, and magicians seem to like my magic, but I don't think I'm legendary. I can name legendary magicians. I think most of the great magicians we know, the majority of them, have become famous because of competitions and television shows and appearances on things like that. There's 2 routes, I think. There's be a TV star or be a competition star. And now there seems to be this moment where you can be a competition star on TV. But it used to be when I was young, you competed. I went to all the competitions around the world, and people got to know who I was, and I got work. And then I worked hard, and I got to where I am. Then there's people that are, legendary magicians, like David Copperfield. And he did TV. No contest for him. Just TV, and became famous. Paul Daniels, TV. Chris Angel, David Blaine, all TV guys. But now there's a new generation, people like Shin Lim, who is TV and competition. He competed in the competitions. I was the president of the organization for the International Brotherhood of Magicians when he won there. I was there when he won FISM, and he was nice. He gave a shout out to me, hey, Shawn. And he was nice to say that seeing me win FISM was his inspiration to go to FISM. Very cool. But that only got him to one level. Being on America's Got Talent got him to another level. But then there's guys who are doing it just with internet, at different style of magic. I mean, everybody what makes good magic. Well, good magic is what the audience sees. Magic only takes place in the spectator's mind. What we do are tricks. The magic is in their mind. That's where the magic comes. So if you use every trick in the book that the camera allows you, without video editing, but if you use, the edge of the screen and good view angles and things like that, you're just like a stage magician using the backdrops and the skies and the trapdoors. I don't have an argument. And so there are famous YouTube and TikTok magicians now that and audiences love them. There's no arguing with them.
They are great in content making, right?
Yeah, they're making their own content and they're doing it within the form that they've chosen for their world. Now there's great Zoom magicians. So I think that there are a lot of paths to become a legendary magician. I'm not there. I'm a good magician who magicians know. But I can go into my town, and I live in a small town, and ask people, who am I? And they'll just stare at me going, are you lost, sir? Because they don't know who I am. But I can go also to places like an airport, and people go, hey, there's that guy from TV. I saw him on Ellen. I saw him on Penn and Teller's Fools. So TV really helps to get you noticed. The internet can really help to get you noticed. Competitions are not there to get you noticed as much as to make you better. I never used a contest. I never went in a contest to win a contest. I went into every contest to be a better magician. I'm a really lazy person, but I put a lot of goals, and because of the goals, I don't look lazy because I have to meet the time.
Because you keep working hard, right? Working hard is the solution for everything. I mean, I always ask to creative magicians how you getting creative in creating certain effects, and they always have different answers towards that. But at the end of the day, all that matters is how much you work hard to accomplish that effect, right?
Sure, creativity is blood, sweat, and tears. It's being wrong more times than right, because sooner or later you're right. And most people just go, it didn't work, and then they quit. And other people go, why didn't it work? And then find the solution. They go, well, that didn't work. Why didn't that one work? Well, let's find the solution to that. I always tell people the secret to success is talent. But I don't mean talent as in being talented. It's an acronym. T stands for tenacity, which is to never give up. And then the A stands for ability. And then the L stands for likability. And the E stands for entertaining. And the N stands for naturalness. And the T at the end stands for tenacity again, because you never give up. And if you put those together, that's how you succeed, with talent.
Wow. I mean, that's really that's one of the phrases which I will keep close to my heart. I mean, this is great.
Yeah. When people say, what's your secret to success? You can say, talent. What? That's arrogant. No, it's got nothing to do with my talent. It's in the breaking down of the word talent and what it really means.
Yeah. So, sir, basically, we know that we are magicians. So, basically, if you go out in a crowd, for example, let's say if a singer is going out in a crowd, people don't ask, hey, sing a song. They don't ask randomly. If a dancer is going on to a crowd, hey, do a dance move. But if we are magicians, and we know that when we go out in a public place or with a friend's party or something like that, they know that we are magicians. They know, they'll say, hey, can you show us a magic trick? So, we can't say, oh, I'm not prepared, I didn't take my prof, because we are magicians and our responsibility is to entertain people with our magic. So we have to be prepared. That's what our responsibility is. So when you go out in a public place, let's say friend's party or any event, okay, if a spectator comes to you and asks you to show a magic trick, which is your go-to effect?
Oh, well, see, I have a wallet full of magic. Years ago, I created a thing called C2W, and it's my wallet, and the wallet is packed with magic. I've got Torn to Pieces, which is a torn and almost restored photograph in there.
Mismatching.
Yeah, the mismatching with a picture of my daughter. I've got, I just did a Zoom show, and that's the mismatched picture there with the signature and everything.
Okay.
So I've got Torn to Pieces. I've got Extended Stay, which is 5 magic tricks. If I have a deck of cards, I can do card to wallet in the wallet. I can do an impression where the playing card they're thinking of actually burns into my thumb like a blister. My wallet has more than 20 magic tricks in it, and none of them look like magic tricks. It just looks like stuff you'd carry in your wallet.
The stuff you carry in a normal daily life, right?
Yeah, it's all stuff, and 80% of it's stuff I use regularly for other things, and then there's the picture of my daughter, I can have a person just think of a card and show an empty section of my wallet, and you take a picture, and it'll appear in the wallet. Yeah. Wow. So when I was young, my father invited a very famous magician to a house party at my house. And he said, ladies and gentlemen, this is such and such. And maybe he'd be kind enough to do a magic trick. And this very, very famous magician said, I didn't bring anything with me. And I remember that feeling of being let down, like, wait, I thought he was a magician. And what do you mean you didn't bring anything with you? I thought that you're a magician. You didn't have to bring. And it was that day that I decided I would always want to have, some magic. So yeah, I built an entire show in my wallet. I'm just releasing it again as C2W Elite, and it's only 100 of them, and they'll have extra things like they'll be able to take their own credit card and their own phone, and they'll take the first 4 numbers of the credit card, multiply it by the next 4 numbers, divide by the next 4 numbers, subtract by the next 4, and they'll have a number. I'll turn the credit card over and show the black stripe, and when I rub on the black stripe, that number appears in white through the black stripe, and it'll match the number that's on their phone. And while they stare at it, it will slowly disappear. And then I give them back their credit card. Yeah.
So it's actually coming soon, right?
Yeah. In fact, I'm packaging them right now. I've finished putting it. I'm shooting the videos for instructions. Since I'm only making 100, I'm not doing it like.
So I guess actually in this lockdown you're actually creating so many effects, and a lot of cool stuff are coming soon on the market, right?
During this time, my creativity has been just off the charts with new ideas. It's because I'm
so happy to hear that.
Yeah, and I'm revisiting old things. This is fun. Just for you, you can see all the cards. They're marked.
Okay.
I know you probably can't see the marking, but if I that's the 3 of spades. Here, I'll turn it around so you can see. Yeah, this is the 3 of spades. Look, maybe it's easier for you to see the marking if I do it like this. Yeah, that's a 3 of spades. Isn't that weird? It's like on the card, but you can't. I can show you that you can't actually like pick it up to look at it. It's weird. So this is a trick I came up with, I don't know, 10 years ago, and I played with it, and I had a really hard handling, and then I went, I can make that really simple now, and it'll be funny for a lay audience looking and seeing you peel up the back of a card and show a card and put it down. They go, they do that? Yeah. It's like.
Yeah.
That came, Fantasio, the guy who created all the appearing canes and candles, he invited me to his anniversary party. I thought it was going to be a big party. It was just him and his wife, another couple, and my wife and I. And during the party, he did a little thing where he peeled up something and looked at it, and I laughed and went, that's really funny. And I went, that'd be great for a card trick. Wrote it down, did nothing with it. Yeah. So weird.
Okay, so before we get to the next question, our views. Basically, I'm from India and the southern part of India. So I'm being honest, most of the close-up magicians here know you already. Okay. So basically, in our YouTube channel, public will be watching, but mostly will be magicians, okay? But also public will be there. So can you show us one effect, if you can?
Show you something?
Yeah.
Hey, do you have a deck of cards on your side?
Yeah, I have. I'll take it one second.
Something new. You'll be the first person to see it.
Wow. Really?
Pick a suit. We're going to take out all the cards from one suit. Just 1 to 8 even. We'll just use 8 cards. So what suit do you want to use? Diamonds, clubs, hearts, or spades?
Okay, fine. Hearts.
Which suit are you going to use?
Hearts.
Okay, good. Pull out all those hearts. 1 to 8.
1 to 8, right?
Yeah, 1 to 8. That's all we need.
One second. Okay, one sec. I think I have got them all. Let me check. It's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, yeah, I have got 8 cards.
Cool. Have them in order so they run 1 through 8.
Yeah.
Cool. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna play a little game. Hold them in your hand like this.
Okay.
Yeah. Take the first 3 cards, move them to the bottom.
Okay.
Put 1 card to the side, maybe on the table.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Spread the cards out like a fan.
Okay.
Take the top card and put it somewhere in the middle.
Anywhere in the middle, right?
Yeah. Take maybe the next two cards. No, next card, just one more card, and put it in the middle.
Okay.
Take a couple cards from the bottom. Put them in the middle.
Cards.
Couple from the bottom.
Any number of cards.
Yeah. Couple from the bottom. Put them in the middle.
Couple of cards and put it in the bottom. Okay, fine. Yeah, done. Okay.
Good. And then take the top card off and put it down next to the other one. These cards we don't need. Put those aside and just pick up the other two cards. But I don't want to see them. I want you to mix them.
Okay.
Mix them up.
Okay.
Cool. Then don't even look yourself. Put one down on the table without looking at it and put the other in your hands. So it's trapped between your hands. You don't know what it is, right?
I don't know.
It's good. It's good. Check this out. I'm just going to show you this. Don't look at it.
Okay.
You see this card?
Can I see?
Right?
Yeah, of course.
8 of hearts. I'm going to keep it right here. Okay, take a look at the card in your hand. What is it?
It's 4 of hearts.
Really? Cool.
What the?
That was fun.
This is why many magicians hate you, right?
I love
You
moments
fool
like
the
that.
heck out of them.
It's good, but it gives you a good feeling, right?
Yeah, I mean, getting fooled by a magician, I mean, like, that's really a great feeling. And you know what?
And over the internet with the cards in your hand.
And you know what? Like, you know, I am interviewing you, and you are a kind of a magician who has a lot of years of experience. So when I saw like it is 4 of hearts and that is 8 of hearts, I was like, did I make any mistake? Like I was getting afraid. I mean, did I make any mistake to make you feel like stupid? And then you are like, oh, it's changed. I was like, what?
It's crazy fun.
It's crazy fun. I mean, yeah, that's cool. Oh, like I was thinking, like I was actually mixing these two cards, right? So what if I was having the 7 of hearts and 4 of hearts here? So what if I had the 7 of hearts here? Oh my god. Just tell me, right?
Different. It's crazy, right?
It's crazy. I mean, yeah, it's really great. It's really great. Yeah.
Thanks.
Amazing.
I like stuff like that. It's like, oh, Shawn made a mistake. He's got the 8 of hearts. That's not going to work.
No, I mean, if it were a normal magician, I would just be laughing, you know.
Sure.
But it's you, Shawn Farquhar. So I was like, you know,
Oh,
did
no.
I make any
Like,
mistake?
say, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's
Like,
really, really.
I came up with about 2 months ago. It was an idea based on an idea from another magician from Spain named Woody Aragon. And
Woody Aragon, I had heard about him, yeah.
And I created a magic trick for a young girl from Malaysia. She was stuck in hotel rooms all the time, and because she was on that, the COVID isolation thing. And I wanted to be able to make a color change so that a card would change from one thing to another. And so I just played with the idea. And I thought if I put Woody's part with the other part together, it could make a really cool magic trick.
Wow. That's great. That's great. I mean,
I had this fun idea. I'm always, see if I can show you that. Just the idea of trying to find fun things like this is fun. Can you see the card?
Yeah, I can see the card.
It's a Queen of Hearts, yes?
Yeah.
Watch as I just do that, doesn't it?
Okay. Oh, that's cool.
It's neat. It's like an invisible card.
It's like an invisible card, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm always
are you planning to make a deck like this or just a single card?
just a single card. I do a magic trick called the Omni deck, which is
I know. I also perform that. I mean, I had actually sent you a video, right?
Yeah, I remember seeing the video with you doing it. I love the Omni deck, but think about this. If you ask the lady to pick a card, and it was the Queen of Hearts, let's say, and you do the whole Omni deck, and when they open up their hands, they're left with a block of glass, and they freak out, and you go, that's really cool. But what was the name of your card? And she says Queen of Hearts. You go, wait.
Oh.
Cool. And then,
What?
So
Okay, yeah, okay, fine.
right, so that makes it really
Yeah.
fun, right?
Yeah, the concept is great. Yeah.
The concept is cool. It takes the Omni deck in another direction and allows it to become not just a vanish, but a slow vanish even. They could open their hands and they could see it's the Queen of Hearts. Wow.
And there is a revelation and there is a vanish also.
Yeah.
It's just beautiful, flawless, right?
It's got more moves to it, more moments to it.
Yeah, exactly.
And
Okay, so
everything I've ever created, when I sell to the Magic community, I put a little code, a registration code. And people go, what's that for? I said, because I don't stop thinking about my magic. And I don't want to ever release to magicians a 2.0, the next version. I just give it to them instead. Because I think that if I think about it and I come up with more ideas, if you've invested, you should be able to get my idea. So this is what
okay, so you don't actually release 2.0 kind of like that. If there's magicians who buy it from you, if you have any more ideas, you will share it with the person who will buy it, right?
Because that's how it should be, right? That makes sense.
Yeah, that's how it should be. That makes sense. I mean,
really
instead of planning to make more money, this is kind of like genuine. I mean,
instead of making more money, I make more fans, and I make dedicated clients that want to invest.
To keep in touch with you, yeah.
Invest with me, knowing that they can use this now, and 10 years from now, 15 years from now, they can go, oh, maybe he's got another idea. I do. And this is how you can breathe new life into something that already existed.
Yeah, that's great. So let me ask you one thing. From the childhood onwards, are you being like this? I mean, you like, because I love your talking. You talk like in a pace way. Like you don't talk slow. You talk in a very pace way. And that suits you, because if there are some kind of people who, if they talk fast, people won't understand what they're speaking. But you are like, even I can understand like what you're speaking, and you talk so fast. So from the childhood onwards, were you be like this or?
I've been like this my entire life. And I've had many coaches tell me to breathe and to slow down, and they explain things better. And when I'm not...
So you took that weakness, so that you took your weakness as your strength, right?
My strength. When I was younger, I listened to all these people say you will never be in show business if you don't learn to have better cadence, breathe, slow down, explain. And when I did those shows, I felt bored. And it was only when I got excited and then I started talking that people went, oh, look, he really loves what he's doing. I'm like, I do love what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And I've learned through singing. When I was young, my mother was a choir director. I learned to actually pronounce the words. And so they don't blur into one word. They become enunciated words in really fast succession, but you can understand what I'm saying because of the enunciation.
Yeah. Oh, great.
So even when you listen to really fast rap, you listen to Hamilton, and you hear it, you hear all the words because they're singers and they've learned to say each word clear and concisely. So even when they get really fast, you get it.
That's how it should be, right?
I'm the poor white rap version of magic. No, that's terrible. I just do it at a pace that is good and strong, that is exciting for me. When I try to do things slow, it's terrible. It just doesn't, seem genuine.
Yes.
I want to be genuine.
So let me come down to the final question. Let's say final question. Yeah. So if there is anything more in between, we can discuss it. So the question is that, we know, sir, we know this is not about magic, but we know that we have to act according to the situations that is being going around us, right? So that's one of the things which we have to, our society or surroundings or things will change around us, and we have to move according to that, right? But the thing is that nowadays magic is more coming into this frame, right? I mean, see, magic is all about interaction, but now it's coming into the virtual world. So if it is going like this too much for a couple of months, where do you see the future of magic will be? Will it be like this, or will it come back to the normal?
I don't have a crystal ball, so I don't know. I think that we're going to be in this world for a while. And there are some people that are really getting it. I watched a magician who, when you hire his show, he sends you a box full of stuff. And it's interactive because you open the box and he says, take out the deck of cards, take out the rubber band, take out the piece of paper, take out the photograph, and you do magic together. And that's pretty crazy. Me asking you, do you have a deck of cards, is a really cool thing because now it's interactive. It's not just you watching me. If magic is just one person watching another, That's really boring. Theater is about interacting and breaking that fourth wall and allowing the people in. That's what magic is good for. Music and plays and movies, they can all do it with, hey, it's cool to, just watch me. But magic is not just watch me. It's react to me, pick something, restrict me, help me. All those things, and we lose that. So I hope we don't stay in this environment forever. I sure hope not. I mean, today I'm leasing a theater. In the middle of a pandemic, I'm renting a theater to start doing my shows again. I closed my theater 3 months ago when this started, and I'm just renting a new place today. I was there this morning.
Yeah, I really hope this should not continue so much, because things should change and come back to normal, because like every magician on the planet cannot evolve into this situation, right?
No,
because there are many kinds of magicians.
I don't think all magic is good for this situation. I think some magic is great for it, but most magic is not designed to be in this.
And actually, what about your perspective regarding the technology-based magic? Because nowadays, technology-based magic is increasing too much in the community, right?
I don't think there's any problem with technology and magic. It's the same as using video and magic. Use the tools that are available to you. But you better be really good when that technology fails you. Because when that technology fails you and you don't have a magic trick, and you're just staring and going, I don't know what went wrong, then you're going to be a bad magician. So if you're a good magician and we use a thread and the thread breaks, we still have a way to get away with it. If we're a great magician,
we should know how to tackle every situation.
And the mirror doesn't work, we have a way to get out of it. So if a magician uses technology and the technology fails, he better have a way to get out of it. If he or she doesn't have a way to create the magic no matter what, then, and that's a perfect example. I bought a thing that was technology based, and I worked on a solution that I would have in case it failed. And after a while, I stopped using the technology based one because the solution I had for when it failed was better than the technology based. And I spent a lot of money, like over $1,000 US on the technology based thing, and I don't use it because my simple solution to what happens when it goes wrong was better than the technology base.
I understood. Yeah, that's great.
Crazy.
Yeah.
So
that's it. I mean, being a good magician, I mean, see, it's not about just technology-based thing, because if technology fails, we should know how to tackle that situation.
Yeah.
And I believe we don't learn anything from success, but we learn many things from failures, right?
A lot of magic is based on failure. I think that's a great thing, though. What happens when this goes wrong and you figure out a solution? When it works, you go, I win. I'm on top of the game now. It's like, yeah, I love that. A lot of my magic has been created because I've done something on stage and went, okay, that was okay. What went wrong and how can I make it better? And then I just changed it. And if I can't change the method, I'll change the presentation. And if I can't change the presentation, the method, I'll change the entire performance to be something that, I love the challenge. Magic is all about problem solving. That's what it is. We solve the problem. How do I fly? And then you figure it out. There's always the problem. And there's 1,000 solutions. It's finding the right solution for the right time.
Yeah, that's correct.
And seeing things weird. You've seen this? This weird? It's like one of those pool cues. I love stuff like that.
Yeah, so basically you combine sleight of hand and this kind of techniques together to create this kind of dragons, right?
Yeah. It'll be an interesting time now with, a global pandemic. A lot of magic can't be done anymore. Like if we were in person, me asking you to pick a card and touch a card.
That cannot be cut. Yeah.
Weird, right?
So we have to change the presentation. That's it.
So you say, name a card or see a card. And tricks like this, that's out for sure. I mean, there's no way you're going to be able to do that anymore. But I think I will. I think when I do a live show, I'll spit.
Yeah, it's all about our personality and body language.
Yeah, I'm going to open up a plastic bag. I'm going to put the cards in. I'm going to ziplock it shut and say, those stay in those for 14 days. I'm going to put it aside and go on with the show.
Perfect.
Yeah, as magicians, we have to find the lighter side of things. As entertainers, we have to find the positive side. And we still can't make fun of the seriousness of it. But people get the seriousness all the time. We have to find a way to still say we realize it's serious, but that we can have some fun because of it. And walking a very thin line for that. Because some people, if you go over it, they go, oh, he's just making fun of it. He doesn't even think it's real. It's like, no, I think it's real. I just think there's a time when you have to relax and go, oh, wow, life is really rough. I wish I could laugh right now.
Okay. One more small thing, then we can end up the session. Okay.
Sure.
So basically, magic. If you perform a magic to a spectator, and if you don't get the reactions, I mean, we know how that feels, right?
Sure. But you know what? The reactions, I see all these ones on TV where people scream, ah, and they run away. And I'm like, that doesn't happen to me a lot. It's not my style. And I've seen people that laugh really loud, but I've also seen people that didn't react. I did a show, that would have been maybe February, 30 people in a private situation, my little theater, and the applause was really light for the whole show. There was very little clapping, and there was no standing ovation, and there was no really big laughter. And I thought, I've got a really tired audience tonight, and I worked really hard. I mean, 5 minutes into it, I realized that their energy level might be low because of the way they reacted to the first few things. I increased my energy level, and I increased it again. And I was working at 10 times my normal. I was exhausted. When it was over, as the people were leaving, every single one of them, not one or two, but every one of them said, that's the best magic show I've ever seen. I was speechless. I didn't know what to say. I was like, what? And they were like, I wasn't even reacting. I was just staring at you going, that's incredible. He says, and when we thought that your energy was at a level that was, unbelievable, all of a sudden it was more. And we don't know where you got that from. And are you like on cocaine is what one guy said to me. He says, because you were just like, by the end I was like, yeah, no, I just, I didn't think you guys were digging it. So I was working harder. And so sometimes lack of reaction is a reaction. Sometimes them doing nothing is them being so blown away by what you've done that they just don't know how to react. And that can be great too.
And I think that like performers like us, like me, have to understand that, because if I perform something or one effect and if I didn't get any reaction, that rarely happens. But in certain cases, if I didn't get any reaction, what I believe is that, oh well, I didn't make that person too much comfortable with me. That's why they didn't react like that. But still, when I look up at the presentation, that's how I make comfortable with the other people.
Right.
So I think this one point which you said now, that magicians have to understand that if you didn't get a reaction, that's also a kind of reaction.
Could be a reaction. It could totally be a reaction. Unless you did a really boring trick, the action could have been exactly that. The reaction was, wow, because they didn't know how to react. They just, think about it. We do things. Houdini said, the unusual is my everyday, right? The unusual that other people experience is my everyday actions. When we say a card just changed right before the very eyes, you go, oh, cool, color change. Oh, lay audience goes, he just made a card change right before my eyes. And if it's a playing card, it's one thing. But if you took their credit card and just slowly wiped it till it was a piece of white plastic and gave it back to them, they're going to go, that's a reaction, because they don't know how to react. I don't know what to say. The card's gone. You're like, yeah, that's. So we have a hard time. So I had a person just write and say something about real people wouldn't see that, and then they said real people think this, and I said no, that's what you think as a magician. What real people think. You can't think like a real person anymore because you've been studying magic. And he was like maybe 3 years into the study of magic. And I said, the study you have now, this is how you think real people think, but it isn't. It's how you think real people think because of how you studied magic. And the only way to know how real people think is to go ask them, because you can no longer think like a real person. Exactly. Your perception is tainted. And no matter what you think from that point forward, after you begin the study of magic, your perception is different. And so you have to try to see it from their eyes, which is really hard. And so I surround myself with lots of people who are just real people and go, what did you think of this? And what felt weird about it? And then I change those elements. And then through flight time, Lance Burton calls it having your Hamburg. The Beatles performed for years in Hamburg, Germany, and it's where they became great, was being in Hamburg. And I call it flight time because I spend all my time on planes. And I don't want a new pilot. I want that old pilot. People go, oh, that guy is old. I said, that's excellent. They go, what? I said, he's got a lot of flight time. He's had everything go wrong at least once. He knows about flying. I don't want the new guy who understands how to fly and reads the book on what to do when something goes wrong. I want the person that's had it happen many, many times, because the more flight time you have, the better you are. And the same with magic. You got to go out and perform it, the same trick, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of times. I see these kids go, they write, oh, I've done the trick 10 times, so I'm an expert at it. I'm like, you're not an expert. You haven't even got
That's completely wrong. That's completely wrong.
Or they'll say, you know, I've done it dozens of times and it works every time. I said, that's great. Just wait. What are you going to do on the one time when it doesn't work, right? I have a friend.
That's when they learn the real thing, right?
Yeah,
that's
what
when they learn.
I have a friend, Ice McDonald, has a whole lecture on outs. And he talks about practicing your outs. It's like, you got to practice your out just as much as you practice the effect, because sooner or later, you're going to need that out. And it better be really well practiced, because you're going to be under a lot of pressure at that moment when you actually use the out. It's going to be a whole different level of pressure.
Yeah, because we are not used to that kind of situation. So once you get out of that comfort zone, by getting so many failures, then we can know, like by experience, we can know how to tackle those situations. So then I guess the pressure will be.
Absolutely. I had a magician who spoke to me and said, I did a show and something went wrong. And all I did was I stopped the show and said to the audience, sometimes things go wrong. And then I went on to the next trick and went, really? You did that? He goes, yeah, and they were good with it. I said, then they love you. That's awesome. For me, I'm going to find a way out of it. If it takes forever, I'm going to find a way to save that moment, because I want them to experience magic. And I don't want them to leave the show in the middle of the show going, oh yeah, we're at a show. Something went wrong. Oh, and then try to get them back into the show.
Yeah, because I mean the public don't know where the magician is going. So it's basically there is a misconception among magicians that a legendary magician or professional should be always perfect. It's wrong. I mean, public doesn't know what you are doing. So you are the man. You are the showman. You can handle it in any direction. Like
absolutely. I have an effect that I paid thousands and thousands of dollars for, that I have done at least 1,000 times all over the world. And I went to work on a Disney cruise ship, the Disney Wonder. And we were with the technical crew, and they watched it and they said, that's the most amazing thing ever. I said, thank you. And on the night of the show, it didn't work. But I made it look like it was working, but it wasn't. I did my out, and I made it so that it went through the music and it did what it needed to do. But it wasn't perfect. When the show was over, the technicians came up to me as a group and said, did something go weird with the trick? Because it wasn't exactly as you showed us in the afternoon. I mean, don't get me wrong, it was good, but it wasn't. I said, oh no, it didn't work at all. I just made that up. And they're like, wow. I said, we know what we were supposed to see, and we still thought it was okay. I said, that's the sign of, and I had it wrong in practices, and in the practices when it went wrong, I went, what would I do if I ever needed to do it for real? And so I practiced what I would do if it actually didn't work. And then I got to use it. It wasn't as good, but it's still, the audience, they left there saying it was great. Lots of people complimented me on that one particular trick. And I was like, oh, you should come see the show again. Because I'm thinking the next time you'll be blown away.
So like, let's come to the conclusion. So sir, like, thank you so much, okay, like for sharing and spending like time with me. And one thing I want to say is that if you are planning to ever come to India, and especially the southern part, feel free to message me. You are always welcome here. And I will take you to many places. I will show you the best places in my area. Okay?
I appreciate it. I'm making plans for 2022 to come to Sri Lanka. If I come to Sri Lanka, I'll jump on over across into India. It's just a hop, skip, and a jump from there.
Yeah, come to the southern part. I mean, I will take you to the most beautiful places here. Okay.
Oh, I appreciate the
So once again, Once again, sir, thank you so much for spending time with me. So once again, sir, I repeat, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I mean, it will be a very helpful interview for the Indian magicians out here.
My pleasure. Keep well. Namaste. Ciao for now.
Thanks, sir.